Well, hello. This is the Welsh Highland Railway, and today I've the chance to take a full ride up and down the line from Caernarfon all the way to Porthmadog in the western part of North Wales. I'm out for a day's adventure with Kit, and we arrive at Caernarfon in time to look around the station before the first train departs. Hi, I'm Warren Brand and welcome to another Linleys video. The new station building houses an extensive set of historic and information items on display about the railway and life around the line. With tickets purchased, we look out along the platform ready to board the train. More about the loco up ahead in a while. Let's first enjoy the departure and the first part of the line heading initially to Dinas. The line is single track most of the way and operates using tokens with the usual safety interlocking. One of the engine crews alights quickly to set the points and signals for our onward travel.
Permission to proceed. Perfect.
Leaving Dinas, the line turns easterly a little, leaving the route which is now disused, hitherto a standard gauge line heading south, skirting around on the western side of the Snowdonia mountain range, and eventually would have arrived at the coast along from Porthmadog. But now, heading right towards the mountain of Snowdon, the tracks rise and the mighty little engine has to work hard to draw the substantial train of carriages up the incline. There are more smaller stations along the route which either the train doesn't stop usually at, or may do if they're request stops. Arriving at one fast station next, the token is swapped for the next section of the line on to Rhyd Ddu. For some while now, we're following the river Afon Gwyfre, using the valley between Snowdon ahead and a little to the left, and the high mountain on the right with Beddgelert forest. The station, called Snowdon Ranger, is next and considered a halt and is only used by request. There are two lakes along the route, with Linleys, the larger one used as a reservoir, first on the right. Moving energetically along, climbing up all the time, we arrive at Rhyd Ddu station. Swapping tokens again there, it's time for a top up of water. It's thirsty work, this steam engine stuff. We have to wait for the northbound service to pass here, and it does right on time, with partner loco NG130, an ex-South African Railways loco, to pass through. With our token collected and stowed on the footplate, we depart once again, still up the steady incline to the summit ahead. The smaller lake, Caernarfon, is on the right here. Just after this lake is the watershed between the source of the Afon Gwyfre, which we've been climbing up alongside, and Afon Colwyn, which flows south to join the Afon Glesin, which then follows a further southerly route to Porthmadog estuary. The summit of the railway line is here at about 200 metres after the arduous climb from sea level over a distance of just over 12 miles up from Caernarfon. Linleys station is next, and Beddgelert soon after. Down is not necessarily easy, as ahead through the Beddgelert forest are some tight curves and close shaves with rocky walls alongside the trackside. After more token swapping, we're permitted to proceed with ahead some tunnels to pass through. The first tunnel is quite short, Goat Tunnel, and then the longer ones just north of Nantmore form the set of Aberglasslyn tunnels. The longest is 280 metres. By now, as we almost reach Porthmadog, we descend to almost sea level and have an easy ride along the open valley to Porthmadog, crossing the standard gauge railway, which is the only mixed gauge crossing in the UK. The tracks here actually run along the road, so the level crossing signals hold the traffic up for quite a while as the train snakes its way through the centre of town to get to the station. Porthmadog is the end of the line for us today, but some services continue on along the Festiniog Railway over the Cobb and east up to Festiniog. The engine crew need a rest from the footplate, but they have a job of work to do to tidy up the fire, top up the water and re-oil the bits that need re-oiling.
.3 anyway, so it's not a fat lot tomorrow.
The Spooners Cafe and Pub is right on the station platform and serves some good ales and food. Linda is operating on the Festiniog line today and is running around ready for the next departure over the Cobb. She's a Hunslet 240 loco, one of several in preservation and recently back from a comprehensive overhaul. There's quite a lot of activity going on at this station today, with services arriving and departing on both the Welsh Highland Railway and the Festiniog line. While the Festiniog service is pulled out without passengers for a shunt over to one of the sidings, our loco completes its runaround ready for our return to Caernarfon. James Spooner is a new double Furley engine built to replace the original loco of the same name, which ran for decades on the line until the 1930s before being scrapped. Mr. Spooner was the company's first manager, and it's nice the name remains on the loco. Merdyn Emrys steams out of the sidings ready to run the next departing Festiniog train. She's an original double Furley engine built in 1879 and has run on these metals for all her service life. But we're ready to depart on the return train back to Caernarfon with our mighty Peyer Peacock loco NG143. Built in 1958 in Manchester for the South African Railways, she ran for many years before returning to run on the Welsh Highland Railway. The wheel arrangement with the twin articulated powered bogies is complex. A 262-262 loco, she has 4 pistons and driving linkages and are usually called double prairie locos, as the term prairie is used to describe a standard loco of the 262 type. On our return, we initially saunter across the open valley, but as we know, there are steep gradients and challenging curves up ahead. Beddgelert, we again take on more water. It will be thirsty work to climb up and over the 200-metre summit on our journey. Meilion End station is just before the sharp curves and the final climb to the summit, and takes the full commitment of the mighty little engine to pull us up to the next station up the incline. The southbound service to Porthmadog awaits our arrival, with NG130's driver sipping a cup of tea on the platform. We saw NG130 this morning passing at Rhyd Ddu station, and is another ex-South African loco and recently returned to steam following an overhaul. With tokens exchanged, both trains depart energetically without delay. It's worth noting that the Welsh Highland Railway offers access to an interactive map of the line in an app, and this is a very useful way of following your progress and finding out what's along the line as you travel. back through one file, we now continue westerly to meet up with the track alignment at Dunas. And that's it, we're back at Caernarfon. As the loco runs around again, it's time to say goodbye. I hope you've enjoyed following along with us on our adventure here on the Welsh Highland Railway. Thanks for watching and bye for now.